This is a true story that took place in 1925 in the United States, in the state of Kentucky. A man named Floyd Collins, while exploring a cave, became trapped after a collapse. After more than 2 weeks of failed rescue attempts, his body ended up being used as a paid tourist attraction. At that time, it was common to turn caves into paid tourist spots. Floyd discovered a cave called Sand Cave, strategically located and ideal to become a tourist attraction. However, there was a problem. The cave's tunnels were extremely narrow. On January 30th, Floyd entered the cave alone to explore and search for passages that could be adapted. After a few hours, he realized his oil lamp was running out, signaling it was time to leave. As he turned to exit, he accidentally knocked over the lamp, plunging the cave into darkness. Even so, he didn't panic, as he had experience with similar situations. Floyd felt his way through the dark until he reached an extremely narrow passage. He had to press his arms tightly against his body and slowly slide forward with his legs. During this process, a 12-kilogram, about 26-pound rock fell on his left leg. To make matters worse, the pain caused his body to contract involuntarily, triggering a collapse of loose sand and rocks that completely trapped him, except for his head. Floyd tried in vain to free himself and, realizing he was trapped about 45 meters, 150 feet from the entrance, began shouting for help. After several hours, he saved his energy and waited for someone to find him. The problem was that droplets of water continuously dripped onto his face, making his position uncomfortable and creating a sensation similar to drip torture. The next day, his brother Homer found Floyd's jacket near the entrance and sensed something was wrong. Upon investigating, he discovered Floyd trapped. Homer tried to calm his brother and then went to seek help. News of the incident spread quickly, and many people gathered at the cave's entrance, though few offered to assist due to the rescue's difficulty. Some volunteers brought food and even an electric lamp for Floyd, which not only provided light, but also warmth. A journalist named Miller descended into the cave to report on the situation and published the story in the newspaper, drawing even more onlookers. Meanwhile, various rescue attempts failed, including one using ropes that caused Floyd intense pain. As the days passed, crowds gathered around the cave. Local merchants took advantage of the situation, selling food, souvenirs, and even offering lodging. A cave specialist suggested two strategies: digging a vertical shaft to reach Floyd, or trying to remove the rocks around him. However, the cave's conditions were precarious, and further collapses occurred. On February 7th, a new collapse completely blocked access to Floyd. The only connection to him was an electric lamp, which stopped working on February 13th. By February 16th, after weeks of effort, the shaft finally reached the spot where Floyd was trapped. Unfortunately, he had already died from hunger and cold, likely on February 14th. Due to the risk of further collapses, his body was left in the cave. 2 months later, German engineers managed to retrieve it, and Floyd was buried on the family farm. However, in 1927, the new owner of the land, a local dentist, exhumed Floyd's body, embalmed it, and placed it in a glass coffin as a paid attraction. Despite the family's outrage and attempts to sue the dentist, the court ruled against them. Floyd's body remained on display until 1960, when the site was acquired by the National Park Service and turned into an official tourist destination. Finally, in 1989, Floyd Collins was given a proper burial at a nearby church cemetery. This was the story of Floyd Collins, a man who met tragedy in his pursuit of a dream.